Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. So to give myself a break from the Tiger Learning computer, I'm working on Tiger Gamecom instead. So this is a Tiger Gamecom. I have a working one somewhere, but kind of working. This is Tiger Gamecom. I've done other videos on it, and this particular one is not working at all. So what I'm doing is I've done it once before, and I wasn't entirely happy with the results. I used a Raspberry Pi to go and make a little system. So this time around, I'm going a little different. This is it's a little 3.5 inch LCD screen, HDMI input, and this is a Pi 3. I forget what they call the smaller form factor one, but it only has one USB port on there instead of the 4 and the network jack. So it makes it much smaller. But for my application, it's fine because I don't need all the extra bells and whistles. So the challenge is the Gamecom used a regular, more or less 4:3 aspect ratio, and what I did before is I got one of those screens from a backup camera, but the problem is that's a composite input, and I wanted HDMI. And last time I had to have the entire Pi basically bolted to the back of this thing. It was hanging off the back, and it was a little bit hokey. So this time around, I'm going to use this guy. So I'm running into two problems. You can see the screen is the height is very close, but the width is quite a bit off. So I'm going to need to carve out some plastic to I'll take it to my CNC, and I'll cut a nice wider slot here. I'll probably just do it by hand without putting the program in, and then what I want to do also is put in, if I have the plastic thickness, which I might, put in a little bit of a pocket for the display itself, so it has a nice little pocket to sit in, so there's no messing around with location. The thing I'm a little concerned about, not concerned, but the challenge is, well, one, I'm probably going to have to rotate my screen so it goes this way, which is fine, but this darn thing is so tight internally, it's not even funny. Is I need to be able to figure out, okay, how am I going to get, well, I don't need to get power to the screen because it's coming up through the header pins. However, I do need to get power to the Pi itself. So I might end up doing is just, yeah, I'll do that. I'll just tack on some wires on the power supply, and that way I don't have to worry about running power to it with a connector. And then what's actually kind of cool about this screen is it automatically decodes the audio signal and puts it to an analog jack, and that analog jack could go, well, if I was really feeling nerdy, I could feed it out to here, and I probably will feed out to here, and I'll feed it out to the built-in speaker as well. So these usually have a little switch inside of them, so when you plug it in, it actually cuts out the speaker board, which sits up here. Let me see. Let me grab the little bits here. There's a lot of parts to this thing, so I'll show you a little bit of what I have to work with here. This is a little USB, it's a joystick board. This is the directional pad. This is your ABXY, start, select, whatever. And then that's little covers. Oh. There's a stylus that came with it. A bunch of little cables, USB. Again, on the USB side, I might just tack on directly because it's only 4 pins. Yeah. Oh, no, I could leave the connector on there. Whatever. I'll see if I have the room or not. I might not. So, unfortunately, we'll probably have to end up doing is we're going to have, oh, this is precariously placed. So, of course, there's a little plastic board. There's a lot of bits in this stupid thing. Okay. Plastic board. That little plastic board sits here. And that's what this is. The controller board sits here, so I'll probably end up having, yeah, again, I'll have to tack wires directly onto it, going from this and this board, which sits this way. It's got to sit some way. It's your backup battery. It's going to be this way or this way. I can't which way it goes. It's like this. There's a little CMOS battery that was in this thing. Put this aside a second. Alright guys, I got 50-50 chance. What am I doing wrong here? No, I was wrong. It was turned this way. Okay. So this board, this board sits in here like this. This board, this little hunk of plastic sits here like this. This sits up here. We've got about literally 40 screws that hold this thing together. And this sits up. I can see the alignment pins there. Yeah. Like that. That sits up there like that. So the Pi, yeah, it's going to have to be rotated so it actually fits in here like this. And then see if I have the original audio board. I might. You know what? Maybe I'll reuse the audio board with there's a little audio board. Let me pause this a second, see if I can find it. Well, that's weird. For the life of me, I can't find the spare parts I had of the game cam. Maybe I threw them out in the rage. Well, that could be over there. Let's see. Do I have any? No, that's drill bits, wrenches, soldering irons, headphones, tape, jump starters. Maybe I got angry, threw it out. Oh, whatever. Oh, regardless. So this is, in case you're wondering, this is what a real game cam looks like. I don't have any batteries in it right now. I don't feel like turning it on anyway. It's like unplayable. So, like I said, the problem is trying to fit all these things in here is quite the challenge. It's just, it'll drive you slightly mad. Get down here a little bit. Is it down far enough or is it too far? They really engineered this very, very tightly, so you don't have a lot of room to work with stuff. I could probably slice off parts of this board, it wouldn't matter. That's just a deep ounce there. Where do you go? You go all the way over there. Yeah, this thing is just a pain in the neck. Anyway, let's see if I go this way. Sheesh, really? It's tight. Probably have to end up. Let's shave off a little plastic here. If I get up there, that means, yeah, I can get the height I need. Audio, I'll just tack on the back. Talking to myself here. Audio, I'll tack on the back. Yeah, audio, I'll tack on the back. Then I'll do the power tacked on the back. So don't worry about that. Still run into the. See, I can actually get the fit this way, and then I'll have probably a little audio amplifier sitting here, which I do have one of those. Oh, little audio amp I'll have here, hidden away underneath the. There's a little serial cover that went here, so I'll hide that, cover that up, but I'll still be able to. I'll probably keep the volume pretty fixed, but then use this software to adjust the volume. This little guy here is a little charge circuit for lithium-ion batteries, so I'll probably end up using. Hopefully fit. I think I have two good ones still. They love the swell. These are little battery packs they use for drones, but with any luck, at least I'll get one in there, maybe two. Yeah, let's see if I can get. It's gonna be tight getting two in there. At least get one in there. These are little drone battery packs. What capacity do you have? 3.7, 1200. It gives you 83. It'll give you an hour, a little over an hour. That'll be fine. Unless I can get two and then double them up. Do I have one more? This is a badly organized video. I apologize. I have one more kicking around. No, there's a swollen one over there. Let me pause. I'll show you what the swollen one looks like. So, to show you what happens, this is the pack originally. This is the pack on drugs. Not in drugs, but very puffy. Do not pierce to let the magic out. It'll catch on fire, and you can only put it out with a special type of fire extinguisher. Do not puncture lithium batteries. Lithium is very reactive with air, so don't mess with them. So I do have two packs, which is good. That's a question of, can I pack two of them in here? Do I have the space? Well, I only have the space. Let me see. It's close. It's real close. Now the other alternative is to use a different type of cell, but this thing is so tight. Still talking to myself. What's the ratings on these suckers? It's like worn off completely. Wonder if it's on the blown up cell. Well, ironically, it is 3.7 volts, 1800 milliamps hours. 3.7 times 1.8. Okay, that's still enough watts. That gives you. I can't add right now. 3.7 times 1.8 gives you 6.66 watt hours. Pi draws about 3 watts when it's running, so that'll be alright. I wonder what it really does draw. Well, let's do an experiment right now. Here's a fun one. So I have. Just plug it in a second. I'm curious what it actually does draw. Grab a controller here. Let's see how much we can get out of one pack. So I should get 6 watt, more or less 6 watt hours. So I'll plug in this, plug it into the controller, and I've got a little USB. You can't see it from over there, but there's a little USB diagnostic thing that lets you know how much system's drawing. So let's take a look. see when she's fully. Oh yeah, you can watch it boot. There you go. Here's your little tiny retro Pi. That's to give me a little bit of a low voltage warning. That's alright. While this is booting, it's only drawing it's 5.2 volts at she's almost booted. Getting there. At least I'm not getting into the flashing red light, which is good. Alright, so she's loaded up. You can see it's a cute little screen. Well, that comes out horribly on the video. Oh well. So let's try to see. Let's run an actual game. Yeah, I'm getting low voltage warnings. That's alright. If you ever wonder why I usually load up Atari Lynx games, it's because I actually own these games. So it's not really try not to. Yes, I know, under voltage detected. I wonder if I can plug this in the audio. Where are you? Where's the plug? Is it a gray one? A green one and a black one. Not that it really matters, I'm just curious. Why can't I find a plug? Oh. Whatever, it does have sound. You just can't, there's no speakers hooked up to it right now. Let's see. Let's actually play a game. So the Pi's drawing 5.1 volt, 5.12, almost 5.2 volts at 0.6 amps. That's not too bad. Pause that a second. 5.19 times 0.6. That's 0.6. So she's doing, yeah, that's right, about 3 watts. So yeah, it'll run about 2 hours in a single pack. That's not too bad. Yeah, I'll think about that. Probably will work. Just one pack will do it. Otherwise, I'll see if I can jam 2 of them in there. But I'll have to modify a bit more plastic to get there. So yeah, probably if I cut this out, I have enough room to put 2 packs in, which give me over 6 watt hours. Sorry, so, yeah, it'll give me 12 watt hours, so 4 hours of play. That's not too bad. So the other problem I'm going to run into, and definitely going to have to tack stuff directly on the overall thickness. I'll show you the overall thickness of a game com. The overall thickness is, it's very thin. I mean, thumbish. Alright, so the problem you run into is pretty obvious. You can see, because this has to mount about here, sticks out the back. Let's see if I get it angled. It's going to stick out the back a bit. So what I'm also going to have to do is cut out a section here and then use nice little, this is for the Raspberry Pi as well. It's for the bigger case, but it doesn't matter. Well, but you can see the plastic is very similar, so I'll end up cutting this down and just having like a little bulge on the back, which is going to be sitting right about there, but it won't be sitting out anywhere near that far. I'll have to end up zigging off like a lot of this. I'll end up cutting the surface down just so I can bump out this little guy. Is this actually sits like that? Let me turn this off. Shut you down. Lots of low voltage warnings, but that's not unexpected. Quit, shut down, yes. So I'll end up doing, even though this is not meant for this case, it's close enough. Pull this apart. I'll end up putting the put the Pi in like this, and then I'll have a little kind of this surface here will bump out from the back, and that'll just put a little bump on the back. Not quite that high, probably a little bit shorter than that, so it won't bump out too far. So from the front, it'll be fine. Your hands won't even touch it because it'll be pretty centered on there. So, well, oh well, c'est la vie. But yeah, it's going to unfortunately fit it all in there. I'm going to have to cut out a section about there for the Pi itself to fit, because it's too darn thick. Well, actually, the Tiger is too darn thin. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is cutting out, use a ball-ended ball cutter maybe? What should I cut with? Tiny. I thought I had a ball cutter. No. Got big ones. That's not a ball end. That's a burr end. Those are too big. Something like this. I got one of them here too. So this has like a tapered end on it. I'll come along and cut along this edge and along this edge, and then I'll take the just your regular end mill and then carve a pocket out here. And then I'll have to go through, figure out exactly where I need to cut a pocket here. So a lot of plastic cutting. Not a lot of electronics, a whole lot of plastic cutting. Oh, and the last thing I'm probably going to do is try to figure out a location for the power button. So, I don't know. I can either drill this out and just have a hard button there. The only issue I run into is, where is that stupid little board? There's the stupid little board. Stupid little boards here. Actually might work. Yeah, so I'll end up cutting, yeah, what we'll do is I'll bore this a little bit bigger and just put the on-off switch in here. And that'll be nice to have the on-off switch where the on-off switch is at. The only thing I hate to say this, the only thing I do like about the Gamecom is the control layout. It's actually not horrible. The D-pad's totally nasty, and the buttons are just your regular old membrane ones. But that being said, the layout isn't bad for adult-sized hands. Where's a complete one? Nah, I keep losing it. I'm losing my mind. There it is. The complete one Actually, it's not. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, they had a good concept. They even angled the D-pad so it's slightly. See how your thumb comes up to it like this? So your thumb isn't like this, it's like this. So they actually lined it up pretty nicely. And, I mean, for its time, not bad. I mean, they're pretty responsive buttons, and it's got 4 face plus the 3 interface buttons, which is fine for the Pi. You only need that many buttons to do it. Play most games. This one I'm probably going to focus on home consoles, not arcade games, so that'll be fine. And yeah, so it'll be. I'll put the on-off button where the on-off button's at right now. I might end up, if I cut it nice, I'll paint this silver again and get it better looking. Neat piece of tech now. Oh, neat yet crappy at the same time. Touchscreen, had the built-in modem, ran off of 4 AA's. Terrible screen. But I have other videos on it. I'm sure you'll see other. I think Stuart Ashens has a piece on it, and there's other people done it too, like Classic Game Room. It's nothing hasn't been shown before, so I do have a working one, and I do have a couple of broken ones, and I still have the parts from the original one I did, but I was never entirely happy with it. But that's enough of me yakking for now. I'm gonna see if I can somehow mount this flat to get it on my CNC, start cutting some plastic. And hopefully tomorrow night you can see a little plastic cut, and then more plastic cut, and then put the sucker back together again. Thanks for watching.